Welcome everybody. My name is Andrew Marwede and we're going to do my in the bag. We're going to start right out with my putters here. My go-to putters this year have been the Imperial Eagle P2s. I've been really liking the soft P-line run. They've been working really well for me. These ones are pretty well seasoned, so I might have to cycle some new ones in here pretty soon, but I've been rocking the Eagle P2s. Going into my throwing putters, I have a couple different molds. For my AVRs, I have just a regular DX AVR. This one's pretty new to the bag, so it's a little bit stable for a straight putter right now, but I've really been liking this. So this DX AVR. Pretty much only use this for backhands, don't really sidearm this one too much. Moving on up in stability, I got the Star AVR 3. This one's a tad bit more stable than the DX AVR, so can handle a little bit more torque, but if I throw it full speed, it usually goes pretty straight for me, so really like this mold. And then my last putter mold I got is my favorite disc of all time, the Pro Pig. I got two of them. One's about 6 years old, so if you've seen me throw this disc, it probably doesn't fly like Pro Pig, but I promise you it is. Use this for sidearms exclusively, hyzer flips, or if I throw it flat, it'll dump pretty hard to the left, so pretty good for getting out of jail or scramble shots. And then a slightly newer but still pretty beat up Pro Pig. I've had this one for a couple years now. Really like it for hyzer flip ups, the fade out to hyzer, but definitely my most used approach disc is the Pro Pig. Going on to mid ranges, I got one. I don't throw mid ranges too much, but when I do, I really like the DX Rock 3. Brand new, it's a very straight mid-range. This one's a little bit beat up, so it flips up for me nice, but I tend to rely more on fairway drivers for 300-foot plus shots, but sometimes I throw it and it goes pretty well for me. So my fundraiser stamp, Cookie Monster DX Rock 3. Going on to fairway drivers, I got a few. Starting with the least stable, I got sidewinders. So the more understable sidewinder here is the Champion sidewinder. I've had this for a few years, so I use this one for my backhand rollers, and sometimes I'll even throw this on a lot of hyzer for a forehand. It'll flip up super nice for me and ride out to the left. So got one Champion sidewinder, and then a little bit newer of a sidewinder is my Tour Series for this year, the Star sidewinder. This one's been in the bag for a few months now, so it's getting a little bit broken in, but definitely much more stable than the other sidewinder. So I'll use this for backhand, flip up to straight shots in the woods, or I'll even sidearm this one a lot too, because it can handle a good amount of torque and still ride out, have a nice S-curve for me. So definitely recommend you guys going to get one in a factory store, Tour Series sidewinder. Then I got a Second Run FD, probably my most used fairway driver. Really like this for straight backhands, and it's a very neutral disc, so you'll be seeing this one a lot here. So Second Run FD. Slightly more stable than that, I have a 11-time T-Bird, Champion T-Bird. Really only use this for backhands, just throw it hard and flat, and it'll have a nice consistent T-Bird finish to the left. Not much else to say about this. Everyone knows what a T-Bird does. So, and then one stage up from that is my Big Germ Thunderbird that I got from Big Germ himself at the River City Open. Definitely pretty stable for a Thunderbird, which I like. So, been trying this disc out the last couple weeks. Really like this for backhands and forehands. So, really good in the wind, and I've always bagged the Thunderbird. So, Big Germ Thunderbird. Moving on to my other favorite disc in the world. It's tied with the Pro Pig, but I got the Sexton Firebirds. This is the 2016 run, the only run I bag. I got 5 of them, ranging into stabilities. We'll start with understable, which is kind of weird hearing the term Firebird and understable, but I promise you it is. Super flippy. I'll throw it exclusively forehand, a lot of hyzer, and it'll flip up and drift off left. Very utilized disc in the woods for me. I really don't throw it too much in the open because it doesn't handle wind too much very well. I got another Team Stamp 2016 Sexton. I got this the very first day it was released in 2016, so it's been in the bag ever since. A little bit more stable than the first Sexton, but goes a little bit straighter for me. Then I got the third stability, probably the go-to, 2016 Sexton. Use this one for backhands and forehands, so this is definitely the most used one, but just that neutral stability, holds any line, and it has that firebird finish at the end. Then I got my overstable Sexton, got the pretty pink purple. Use this one for very steep hyzers, backhand and forehand, but definitely handles the wind a lot better than the rest of them. And then the last one I got is pretty much brand new, only thrown couple times here, but need to cycle in a new one, so this is the last one. Super overstable, really not going to get much turn at all, just going to throw it hard and it'll dump any way you throw it. So those are my Firebirds. And then lastly, going into my distance drivers, I got 7. I have 1 Wraith, got this from my buddy RJ, probably my go-to driver. Star Wraith, nice and stable. If I throw it super hard, it'll flip up a little bit to flat, but always has that nice dependable hyzer finish at the end of it. So been really liking the Star Wraith. I've been going through a few different ones, but this is definitely my most favorite one. And the rest of the distance drivers I got are destroyers, just ranging and stability. Obviously my go-to driver, forehand, backhand, doesn't matter. Start with my most understable. I've had this for a few years now. 2-line AJ, use this for rollers if I really get it down hard enough. If not, big flex over backhands, or even a nice S-curve for forehand. So probably one of my furthest flying discs is this one. Going up 1 stability, nice Team Stamp AJ, just a tad bit more stable, but really only use this one for backhands. Moving up 1 stability here, I got probably my most used destroyer, nice 2-line, super beat up, but holds pretty much any line you put it on, and I'm going to rely on this one a lot for forehands because it stands up a little bit more nicely for me. So probably my furthest flying forehand disc would be this one. Then I got my main forehand disc, another Star Destroyer max weight. All my destroyers are max weight, but this is my go-to forehand. I've actually never thrown this disc backhand, so I'm only letting it fly forehand and get it used to that rotation. That probably doesn't make sense, but it makes sense to me, and that's all that matters. But go-to forehand disc, stands up nicely, always has that reliable hyzer finish. Using this disc a lot in open courses. One step up from that is I got bottom stamp destroyer from my friend Mitchell Wilson here. Nice and stable, pink, so I'm already gonna love it. Forehand, backhand, just a tad bit more stable than my blue one. And then lastly, I got my overstable Star Destroyer Air Force stamp here. This one's gonna just be a meat hook. Can really trust it in headwinds. Backhand and forehand, can really rip on this with anhyzer, and it'll definitely come out with a hyzer finish. So definitely one I'm using on windy days or something that I really want to dump hard. So those are all the discs I got in my bag. A couple accessories here I got. Obviously, gotta have my Touch Twins Touch, camera 1, camera 2, check it out. Got these for sale, so hit up myself or Reed and we'll get you one of those. Holds a bunch of discs, keeps them dry, so it's pretty awesome. What else I got in here? Got my favorite mini I've been using all year. Putting is easy because it is. So all you gotta do is tell yourself that. So favorite mini right there. I think that's about it for my in the bag, but I'd always love to thank my sponsors, Innova Champion Discs, Great Lakes Discs, Tilly's, and Mitten Bags. And obviously I wanna thank Crew 42 for setting up this in the bag. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave them a like, leave them a subscribe, comment any questions or what your favorite disc is that I'm throwing, and I'll see you guys later.